Hey, Bill Poole, what's going on? Getting our Cyber Week sale popping up in conjunction with the what's left of the Black Friday sale. So it should go live sometime today. It'll be 20% off all slides. Strict, complete, doesn't matter. So that'll go live sometime today. I had to lock the cat away. It keeps trying to attack my foot. Well, the Black Friday sale's still going on. Cyber Week sales start today. Okay. Not as good as, we'd like, but it did okay. But it's still ongoing, so there's a few more days. And the Cyber Week sale will go, I believe, until the 6th. Oh god, I might have to show this. This is awful. Just god awful. Somebody sent me a video. So, you guys get to have fun watching it too. Yeah. Yeah, let's take a look at that again. I have so many questions. So many questions as to what happened there. Well, me and a buddy, we were looking at it and thinking, yep, was he trying to check his laser? But honestly, no idea. Can't tell. Maybe he just thought he was, going to test his hand's durability. I don't know. But there are some morons out there. And it definitely hurts the rest of us. Bulletproof wedding ring. Oh, but yeah, that's what we're going to try and get done today, is put up the Cyber Week sale. So all colors, all slides, stripped and complete, will be 20% off this whole week. Sup, Santy? And it looks like YouTube is still crippling us. And I don't know if you guys have seen what's going on with Instagram, but a lot of 2A content creators have been suspended, or some have had their accounts banned. Facebook has once again restricted us, and we are still crippled on YouTube's algorithm. So it looks like a lot of people are getting hit, and I think a lot of people are just waiting on Rumble to improve the ease of use of their platform, like how easy it is to use YouTube in comparison. Zanty's got a YouTube friend. That sucks, man. Oh, someone bought one of our FX Leonidas's that we had. We had some of them left in stock, like one of the ones you bought, Bill. And we started doing different test colors and coatings on them. And we did one with an FX purple. I think it was called Mystic Purple. Anyway, it was a metallic purple color, and we threw a rainbow barrel in it with a parts kit, and it ran for like $350. Dude bought it like immediately once we posted it. It was like, holy crap. I don't know, we might do limited runs of the Leonidas and the Flash in the future. Hey, Fluffy Bunny, what's going on, man? You see the British guy that was being messed with for shooting in Florida and posting pictures? What, was he being messed with by like the British police when he got home, or? That's why we need an ever-evolving list of code words. I regularly get censored on... We don't have a TikTok Stiffler presence, but I'm on TikTok. I regularly get censored on TikTok. You're too mean. They could not comprehend how mean I can get. Months later. Maninder Singh, what's going on, man? They definitely protecting that class of terrorists. Absolutely. Oh, right on, Fluffy. I don't know. I don't know if there'll be a 26 Leonidas. It's so small in comparison. We could probably do it. Yeah, we could probably do it. Yeah, I mean, maybe cut off the rear stylized section and then just reduce the number of ports. Yeah, I might be able to do that. Yep, the Black Friday is still ongoing, and we're adding all colors sometime today. I'm assuming when everybody wakes up from the weekend shenanigans. If they wake up. I think we even did a lightning Leonidas too, like the one we have in the back there. Trying to find another day to go to the range. We are still working on the 26. It has been a bit of a headache, but it's almost there. It's just getting the final touches done on the machining. And we're also looking at doing the 43 design work starting next month. So, well, tomorrow. We want to start putting design work on the 43 next month. So hopefully the 43 will be done, during first quarter of 2026. Which I know SHOT Show is going to throw a wrench in that because we're going to spend a week not doing anything in the shop because we'll be at SHOT Show. But SHOT Show is important. We need to go there, talk to people, make contacts. Absolutely have to go to SHOT Show. And Bullseye Ben, I believe, is going to SHOT Show as well. I don't remember if I think DLD After Dark, Flying Rich. I think they said they were going to SHOT Show. John Crump News. If they do, we'll meet up with them. Bullseye Ben's going. We'll meet up with him. 10X Shooters, what's going on, man? I'm not sure who else is going. If you guys know anybody else is going, who we should meet up with, please let us know. And thank you guys so much for the likes. It's greatly appreciated. Because that's going to be a whole thing. It'll be a week out of the shop, which, I mean, the shop will still be running. The machines are still going to be going. It's just nothing new is going to be worked on while we're at SHOT Show. Oh, yeah, working on taxes. I got to figure taxes out. Should try and do it early this year. Last year, I think I did it a week before they were due. Oh, Pistol Pete will be at SHOT Show? Okay. We should try to link up with him too. Want to link up with as many people as we can. Good to actually link up with people, get to speak to them in person. Through social media, it's always difficult to have a conversation because there's so many people. We're all busy. So to actually get to talk to somebody for, 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour at most is actually really good. I guess the question is, what do we do after the 43? And we might start working on Gen 5. We might do a 34, a 20, a 21. Not sure. Pew Pew World. Yep, need to reach out to people. Can't expand the shop if we don't up the sales that we have. Got to make some more contracts, contacts. Some good news, though. We are on Optics Planet now, so that's pretty awesome. They have all of our Zooms, our Turbos, and our Vipers. They didn't pick up the Hellet, but they did pick up the rest of them. So that is pretty sweet. Slowly but surely. And of course, we got a new local gun shop, Task Force Red. That's always cool to get a local gun shop. A bunch of our stuff is listed on Gunbroker now. Then, of course, there's Delta Team Tactical, MMC Armory, Davidson Defense, No Quarter Innovations. They all have some of our stuff. 3CR Tactical. Wolverine Arms has a few of our slides. The Hub and Sirius Arms. I'm getting some serious increase in static. Which is weird because there's nothing running that would be static. Oh, there it goes, starting to die down. Though No Quarter Innovation has to remove a couple things. We don't have Leonidas listed anymore and Flashes, but they still have those listed. The only place I know you could get a flash slide anymore might be 3CR Tactical, the Hub, and Sirius Arms. And 3CR is still listing them under the white label, as I recall. That's another one I have to do. I have to spend some time reaching out to various businesses, some in California, but some just across the country, trying to get new short-term contracts. I want to supply a lot of mom and pop type shops, maybe they need just 5 slides. Don't get me wrong, we want the big contracts too. But a lot of the mom and pop ones who might only need 5 slides every month or two, if you could get a couple hundred of those, that would be golden. That would be absolutely golden. But yeah, Optics Planet just picked us up, I want to say November 21st. So that's pretty sweet. Oh, yep, and found one of our slides again on some bullshit Russian website again. These are always fun. Yeah, look at that. Heidi's count, whatever. .ru. Yeah, it's a Russian website. This is fake. You're never going to see our website. You're never going to see our slides that low unless they're like a blem or something. Don't fall for this shit. And it's not just us they do that to. They do that to Zev, Zafiri, Grey Ghost, Brown L's. You'll see them. You'll never get the slide. Yeah, you'll spend the money. You're never going to get anything. They do that to a lot of people. Goddamn Ruskies. I mean, think about it. We're an American company. Why would you be able to get your slides from some website based out of Russia? Oh, hey, Moriarty Arms has our slides now, too. That's awesome. Well, at the very least, they have our Viper, which is pretty cool. I will have to add that to our link bio. That Moriarty's been around since 2014. They've got a lot of guns, parts, stuff like that. We've been wondering a while back if they were going to pick up, and they did. So it's nice getting, quite a few of these other gun businesses picking up our slides for their stores. Booty Bandit, what's going on, man? There we go. We got that. We'll copy that link there. We'll get that added real quick. It's always nice. A 19 long? No, you could fit a 17 on a 19 frame with an adapter. But, I don't know. We might do a 19 long. It's possible. We got to see how 2026 treats us. Because we are looking at expanding our machine shop, looking at adding more slides. Like right now, we're trying to finish the 26 before the end of the year, and we are beginning to work on the 43 in December. And what we make after that, it depends on how well 2026 goes and what our distributors want. What? There we go. Hey, Chris, what's going on, man? We might do a 19L, a 17L, a 34. There's also the 20 and the 21. Some people want us to do a 27. A lot of it just depends on if we make it, will people actually buy it? Because we've looked at a lot of slide manufacturers in the past, and they spent a lot of money doing research and development into various slide models, and then people never bought them. And they basically sunk themselves spending money into research and development. Hey, EDC, what's going on, man? Oh, the Jiminy show? Awesome, he's going to SHOT Show too. Yeah, I've seen some of his lives. Let's add a new link. So, yep, Moriarty Armaments. You can get our slides through them now too, which is freaking sweet. We'll get them. Let's see, there's Optics Planet, there's Delta Team Tactical, MMC Armory, Davidson Defense, Wolverine Arms. .3CR Tactical. There we go. Awesome. One more site. Gotta love it. Paul Wick, how you doing, man? Booty, Illinois. Sometimes we don't even know who has some of our firearms, or not firearms, some of our slides, because a distributor will buy our stuff and then sell it off to a gun shop or some other vendor. And we don't always know. So sometimes it's a happy just coincidence. We just stumble across them. Like here we have firearm. What the fuck? This might be a scam. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Just stumbled across a website selling some of our slides for $50 a pop. Yeah, we need to go reach out to our distributor and see what's up with that. If it's legit, I don't care. We got paid. If they want to lose money on it, that's their issue. But if it's not legit, we want to know. Because if we know we can warn people, hey, don't get from here. It's, a scam. That's Lone Wolf. I know them. They don't have our slides, so that makes sense. Doing pretty good, Chris. Getting some stuff listed, going through our sale. We're trying to get our sale up today. I'm waiting for some people to recover from the weekend. I haven't done it myself, but I think the 19 will fit on a 23 frame. Someone back me up on that one. Does that still work? I've heard people talk about it. I've never tested it. I think the difference is the ejector. I think a 19 will fit on a 23 though. Yeah, there's so many scam sites that popped up selling other stuff and masking the scammy price. Yeah. And so this one I popped across, I'm like, one of the slides was $40. We have never sold a slide that low. We would lose money if we sold a slide that low. Like, there's employees we got to pay. There's, overhead, freaking steel costs, all of that. Like, we couldn't sell a slide that low and make any money. We'd run ourselves into the ground. That's insane. Some people should get that too. It's kind of like, people who fall for the Indian scammers. It's like some of it's some common sense. And if you're going to be a gun owner, you should have some common sense. But just like a video I show, actually now that there's more of you, I might show the video again. I was showing one to Bill Poole earlier. And yeah, it was a bad video. Oh, hey, look, we're back on track with Facebook again. We're no longer being restricted again. I give it a week, they'll restrict us again. Facebook can't not restrict 2A channels. It's just what they do. Facebook hates the Second Amendment. And that means they hate you. Okay, yeah, we're going to share this. Okay. Keep an eye on the retard. Yeah. Just look at the lack of all awareness going on. It's mind-boggling. When I was in the Army, if you ever did something that stupid on a range, there'd be a sergeant who'd knock your ass to the ground. Violently. It would violently knock your ass to the ground. And so just watching that is just total insanity. Okay, let's see what comments I missed watching that insanity. Stiffler, is the Viper Black SM17 complete, compatible with the Glock 45 frame? And is that full drop-in, or do I need extra internals? The 19 is compatible with the Glock 45. You will have to change out the back plate, and because it's a Gen 5, you might need to change out the slide stop release. But other than that, it should be fine. I've seen people put 19s on a 45 and run it. The 17 is too long. The 45 is basically just a newer version of the 19. Bulletproof wedding ring. The best thing we could think when I was watching this with a buddy is that maybe he had a laser on the. I don't know. That's the best we could think. After that, it was all jokes. His hand is all like, can't touch this. And the bullet was, in fact, able to touch this. Hey, Rebel Spirit, what's going on, man? Absolute insanity, though. I've seen gun fails, and some of them are, less stupid than they are just ignorance, or it's dumbasses trying to make fun of somebody. There's that video of the girl who clearly has not shot before or has very limited firearms experience, and they give her a 500 Smith & Wesson. And then they just laugh at her when she smacks herself in the face because of the recoil. And it's like, no, I get it. You think you're being funny, but it's like, no, that's completely against firearm safety. She was not ready for that caliber yet. We all have a duty and custodianship to the Second Amendment to teach people how to do things safely and how to improve their marksmanship. Doing something like that, yeah, sure, it's a short laugh, but can encourage people to be turned away from guns. And I've seen more than a few where they give somebody, here's a 10 gauge who's never even shot, a freaking 20 gauge before, and then they laugh at them from getting hurt. And it's like, no, man, you just turn them off of shooting. Stop. Yeah, absolutely, Paul. He broke every single rule on that one. Look how I dry fire down range, and you could... Oh, God. Oh, man, 10 pages in on a review? Dude. I wish some of the people we've done collabs with would do a 10-page review. Some of it's real short, and then they never touched it again. It's like, okay, well, I guess you're not getting any more slides in the future. FE Ordnance, he'll get another slide in the future. Range testing, did a full explanation. He's planning on taking the slide to another competition in the near future. Yeah, he'll get another slide in the future. We was having a conversation with a few different manufacturing businesses and gun businesses too on some of the collabs that are just doing it to get free shit. And that's what some of it honestly is, because we've dealt with some of those too before, where there's a process. Like if you reach out to a business and say, hey, I want to collab with you, I'd like to test out your product, do a review on my channel. And okay, yeah, sure, we might be able to do that. Tell us your plan. Like, what are you planning on doing? What's your build going to look like? How many social media platforms are you going to utilize? How long is the content going to be? Are you going to do multiple short form contents or one big long form content? You know, just basic questions. What kind of frame are you going to use? Are you going to use an optic? Et cetera, et cetera. And when a guy goes, yeah, man, just send it to me at this address. And it's like, whoa, hey, hold up, buddy. You didn't answer any of my questions. I've gotten a lot of those where they're just like, hey, yeah, send me this. And it's like, dude, what are you going to do with it? And then, because they won't answer the question, it's like, all right, well, have fun. We're not sending you anything. But then you do send some, and then they just don't do. I've had one. We sent him a slide. The sad part is he's a cop. And he never did any content with it. He just kept it. Dude's a fucking cop. I debated reaching out to his department, but like, you know what? I don't feel like dealing with this over one slide. Fuck it. He's just cut off. Dude's blacklisted. Another dude did a little bit of content, but then he like just stopped communicating. And it's like, okay, you're cut off from anything in the future. You got a couple free slides, but we're not going to do anything with you anymore. Yeah, some people just want free shit. Actually, we got to thank Bullseye Ben. If you go check out his channel, give him a like and sub, because he sent us a 43X slide that is going to help us when we do our testing. So we have a couple, 2 or 3 43 slides now, all from different places. 1 OEM, 2 from other manufacturers, and we are going to test those against our 43 once it's made, which is the same thing we did with the 19, the 17, and we're doing with the 26. Is we need to be able to test our slide against OEM and some competitors to make sure that we are within proper tolerances. I think the 26 can fit on the 40 or the 27. Isn't there a conversion for the barrels for that one? Please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Because isn't the difference between those two is that it's 9mm and 40 caliber? Oh, absolutely, Chris. And here's the thing, for a small business or a manufacturer, if they go and call the content creator out, besides the fact that you're risking crossing into the realm of being unprofessional, is that you end up dealing with all of their rabid, retarded fans. Because there are people that are absolutely... We dealt with this when we first started. When we first started as a business, we white labeled our product from multiple manufacturers. Some of you might remember Anderson, where a bunch of their products were white labeled because they're a manufacturer, and manufacturers do that. They create a product, they sell it to a distributor, to a vendor. The distributor or vendor relabels it and sells it as their product. It's an incredibly common process, and it happens in every type of business imaginable, not just firearms. Because manufacturers are just looking to manufacture. They don't necessarily, as long as they're getting paid appropriately and are being given, some credit from the people they're selling to, they don't need their label on everything. And so we were white labeling, and the business we were white labeling with, we both came to an agreement to stop the white label because fans, online fans were becoming so rabid of, well, hey, you're just copying this business and you're copying their product and we're going to report you. And it's like not realizing there was an agreement between both parties to white label. And yeah, they just got totally... So we just decided, because we both got tired of having our emails just flooded with, hey, you're copying, you're stealing, you're doing this. And so both parties just decided to end the white label. Which actually works out in our favor, because, then more people knew Stiffler Manufacturing, which was cool. Which they were happy with, too, one of the distributors we were working with, because they're like, you know what, that's cool, too, because you guys make a good product, and now people can see the reliability. And it's like, yeah, this works out for both parties. We made it work. Yeah, I feel that right now, no matter how many subs I have, I wouldn't want to sponsor unless I had my content and promotion perfect. Yeah, absolutely. Because then business, manufacturers and businesses and distributors are willing to work with you more. Like one of the distributors we worked with actually sends our slides out to YouTube and Instagram content creators for Second Amendment stuff. It's not just us sending slides out. Some of our distributors are sending slides out too to be tested and reviewed. And if you screw them over, they just stop sending you stuff. They don't work with you in the future. And then your name kind of gets spread around to various businesses and manufacturers. Hey, yeah, don't work with this content creator. He's a joke. He steals stuff, or he doesn't do communication, or what have you. And then all of a sudden, their feed becomes a little stagnant because they're not getting new stuff. So then they have to start going out and buying stuff, which they don't want to do. The whole purpose of their content was getting free stuff to review. Some of them also want to get paid in addition to the free item, and a lot of businesses aren't willing to do that. Some of the bigger ones might, but a lot of the smaller to medium ones will not, because the payment is you got the free item. Like that was pretty much the payment right there. Some will pay in addition if they're a much larger company. A lot of the smaller ones, if you got a free gun, that was your payment. Some want it back though, which is where payment comes in. And it's like, okay, we sent it to you, you reviewed it, now send it back, and here's your fee. Yeah, free. It's absolutely a free deal. Like, damn, I wish I had a reviewing channel. Something, get a bunch of free guns and stuff. Just, I have an FFL I know that I go to. Like, yeah, just send them to him. It'd be freaking sweet. Make carry great again. So just the little things that a different side, the background world that you might have not seen. Talking to creators, content creators, talking to vendors, distributors, manufacturers. But there's that side of it for content creation. There's more than a few content creators we will never work with again, or we won't work with because of how unprofessional they were behaving. And that's something to think about too, is sometimes they have what you might consider unprofessional content. But that content is just a show. It's content for content's sake, right? So it's an act. They're basically acting, doing entertainment. And privately, they're very professional, they're safe. It's just what you see on the lives or what you see on videos is them putting on a performance. But you also get, the flip where the content they create appears unprofessional and a joke and a performance, but then in private, they themselves are also very unprofessional, and you realize it's not a performance, it's just how they are. Oh yeah, no upfront payment because you never know how the review is going to be. And if they get a product for free and their the review was bad, whatever. But paying on top of free product and then they did a bad job reviewing or they did no review is just adding insult to injury right there. Oh yeah, we've debated doing something like that where like if someone could feed sales to us by using a discount code, we might feed them credit or feed them a percentage. So far, nobody has done a good enough job pushing our discount codes, so we've just never bothered offering that. And I get, it's been a bad couple of years for a lot of people, so I can't expect everybody to just be like, yeah, you have a discount? I'm gonna go buy this slide right now. Everybody's been struggling under the economy. Also, on the political spectrum, some people are of the mindset, oh, well, red is in charge right now, so we don't need to buy anything. We'll only go buy stuff when blue is in charge because they're a threat. Nah, that's a bad concept to have. Both parties are a threat to the Second Amendment. Constant vigilance. Gotta have constant vigilance. Chris, yeah, I white labeled my services as well, and my personal pricing model was way above the other company's model. And when people found out, they can book me for cheaper through the other company. Yep. Yep. Sometimes you can find our slides cheaper through our distributors and vendors. Sometimes you can't. And sometimes people just like supporting the manufacturer directly. And some people ask, why is this? Why can I find your slide cheaper from this distributor or this vendor? And the reason is wholesale and dealer rates. If you find it from a distributor a little cheaper than us, that's because they bought 300 or more of them. Whereas you are only buying one slide, they bought 300. And that's with a lot of businesses. If you find the manufacturer and the manufacturer itself is a little more expensive, but the distributor is cheaper, it's because the distributor bought 100, 200, 500, 1,000 units. And then they can kind of pick and choose on the price. I mean, if, Paul were to come to me and say, hey, man, I want to buy 1,000 slides, you'd bet he'd get a good rate on them. I mean, of course, he'd be buying 1,000 of them, so, it wouldn't be cheap, but it'd be cheaper than buying each one individually. You'll also find when you do those kind of deals, if you ever get involved in that kind of business, you usually have to put anywhere from 20 to 30, even up to 50% down to pay for it. And then you'll pay for the rest of it once it gets ready to ship. That's when my bottom line took a big hit, and I ended up, yep, I hear you on that. And, we're not opposed necessarily to white labeling again in the future. It just has to be the right deal. Because we've told one, like, hey, if you stop ordering a certain amount, then we have to stop white labeling. Because we need to push this product. So if you are going below a certain threshold, and if it happens like once in a while, like that's where communication works in. If they were to communicate with us, hey, sales are low this year, we're gonna unfortunately have to order less, but we'll resume ordering high again, once the summer season is over. It's like, okay, yeah, sure, fine. But then if all of a sudden they just stop ordering, we can't keep white labeling. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Like they understand Costco and they understand Sam's Club and whatever. They don't understand that we would make a bunch of money if somebody would buy 500 units compared to someone buying, I'm just going to buy 5 slides. It's like the more you order, the better on the price per individual unit we can be. Yep, absolutely. We have some that still mail checks. We have some that pay direct through money transfer. And yeah, you're looking at 20 and 30% up to 50% down if you're doing a wholesale order. And part of that, what people don't understand on the manufacturing side is, okay, let's say you're a business and you want 1,000 slides, and so you can sell them yourself off to, gun shops and distributors and whatever. What the heck are you doing, dog? Okay, anyway, so the amount that you put down is paying for steel, is paying for, tools, is paying for labor to get the product made, and then the rest is the actual amount that the manufacturer is going to make to pay their employees and you know pay themselves. You're basically the first amount, whether it's 20 to 50%, you're paying them the cost of producing the product to get started, to order the stuff they need to make it. Oh, absolutely. Chargebacks, yeah, incredibly common. It happens. There is a custom slide, not producer, but he does like custom work on slides. He no longer does business with anyone in Chicago because of all the chargebacks he's received. So does absolutely no business with Chicago, has completely cut that entire city off, and he's cut a few other places off too. And he's like, yeah, and he's like, he even openly recognizes that there are good people there, but he's like, I can't take the risk. There's too many people causing problems. There's too many people doing chargebacks, too many people doing postal scams. He's like, they're hurting my business. I can no longer risk selling to this city. Just like us, we come January, we can't risk selling to California in the traditional fashion. We're not going to. So California is cut off from gun parts in January. They can buy our T-shirts if they want. Now, unless we can find some FFLs in California that want to take our slides, that we can do. And we would love to do. I'd love to find 100 FFLs in California so that we could keep shipping slides to Californians. But with the way their laws are, we can no longer ship to California. And Californians did it to themselves. We just can't do it. And for those of you not tracking, California wants firearms businesses to check your ID when you ship to them. And a lot of businesses are not willing to take on that responsibility. Also, the potential risk of if they use an aftermarket service, that people's IDs are just out in the wind. Omar, how's it going, man? Oh yeah, MDX still has some of our slides. Their pictures are bad though. They didn't get them through us though, so that's their issue to deal with. Yep, they still have us under the white label. That's okay. That's their issue to deal with. Hey Carson, what's going on, man? The package that got stopped to Australia? Someone had an LS engine full of Glock slides and Glock parks over. Oh my god, awesome. But also highly illegal for California. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to try, Chris. I'd like to still get our slides into California, but if we can't do it, we can't do it. California is the way they are as a people are just kind of a lost cause to the Constitution. There's some good people there that are trying, but as a whole, they are a lost cause to the Constitution of the United States of America. They're basically communists. Too much heat. It'd be funny if they had packed in SIGs though. That'd be hilarious. So many jokes could be made. Let's see. And then, of course, I'm sure you guys are tracking what happened in DC and what happened in Texas with the Afghan nationals. So, of course, I'm going to tell you, stay strapped. That does hit a little close to home because, of course, we're military ourselves, and some of us did serve in Afghanistan. Some of us served across other areas of the Middle East. But stay strapped everywhere you go, people. Just the best way to be. There we go. Let's save that one. MDX Arms, they have our slides. We're adding more. As we're getting a hold of businesses, we're slowly adding them to our link bio. Oh, somebody aggravated the dog. One moment. Okay, that's all dealt with. Oh man, I didn't thank you guys for the likes. Thank you so much. You guys added some more likes. It's greatly appreciated. There we go. Got that added on there. So let's see. The list right now is RB Tactical Market on eBay, Task Force Red Firearms in Tucson, Arizona, Gunbroker, of course, Optics Planet, Delta Team Tactical, MMC Armory, Davidson Defense, No Quarter Innovations, Moriarty Armaments, 3CR Tactical, The Hub in Tucson, Mesa, and Lakeside, Arizona, Sirius Arms in Prescott, Arizona, and Wolverine Arms FFL. And there's probably more out there. We're slowly adding them to the list. But that is where you can find Stiffler Manufacturing slides. And if you want to get clones of Stiffler Manufacturing slides, which is funny, right? We make clones of Glock slides in our own fashion. There's another company out there that cloned our own slides, so yeah, if you want to get some clones of some Stiffler slides, you can go to Desert Cat. That one always makes me laugh. No, cat. You keep biting my foot. You can't come out just yet when I'm doing a live. Every time I'm doing a live, the cat messes with me. LS engine packed. Double tap your screens. Yeah, man, please do. Greatly appreciate it. Any likes you guys can do, shares. Heck, even just commenting. Go ahead and comment and tell me how much you hate Sheila Jackson. That's cool. Oh yeah, EDC, you might not have been there for that live. I think I did 2 lives. So there was a business that copied 2 of our slides, the Flash and the Leonidas. That business went out of business and sold everything off to Desert Cat. Desert Cat probably wasn't aware, and so they are making copies of 2 of our slides. That said, they excuse me. That said, they might be aware because we tried to talk to them on Reddit once, back before they started banning all the 2A businesses, and they cut off contact with us, so they might be aware. Oh, and make sure you guys are drinking water. Stay hydrated. You can't move and groove if you're not hydrated. Yeah, we don't really blame them, though, EDC. It's, as far as we're aware, as far as we know, all they did was buy another business out. And the previous business took our slide designs for 2 slides and made 2 slight changes to it. So it does actually look different, just not very different. Basically, for the Flash top window cut, they took that out and added 2 oblongs. And then they added what they call a raptor cut, where there is an indent into the muzzle, so it looks like a U shape. Cat, you're not getting out. Oh, that's driving me nuts. Okay, come on. You're such a little baby. Yeah, in the same business. They might know. And the fact that they cut off communication, they might know, but it doesn't really bother us. We've done a lot to improve the way we produce our slides, and we're always improving. Nope. First thing I did is let her out, and she wants to come onto the desk. Yeah, they might know, but it's, it doesn't bother us. We just moved on to another thing. We even invented 2 more slides after that happened. And we already have another slide in the background that we're debating releasing. We just don't know when we'll do it. But if we do, and we're also debating bringing back the Leonidas and the Flash in limited runs. Because, like, Bill Poole has one, a few other people have our Leonidas, and people like them, but they're more expensive. For those of you that have seen the Leonidas, they're harder to make. So you're looking at like a $300, $350 price slide, but it's a cool freaking slide. And it's gone back to attacking my foot. I shouldn't have let you out. No, seriously, what animal in the animal kingdom does a human foot look like that you would require yourself to attack it instinctually? Freaking cats. What's that 43 slides release? I'm going to be the first. Yeah, man. Well, I mean, you might not be the first customer because it is probably going to be, it'll probably be MMC Armory. It'll probably be the first one. Because they have put some requests in for it. And then, of course, we do have to help Ben out and get him a 43 slide because he sent us one to test. But yeah, you might be the first like regular retail customer. Like for the 26, we've already got an order for 50. Where they want 50 units as soon as we're done making it. Oh, Brownells. That's who I got to reach out to again. I got to reach out to Brownells and see if they're interested in some slides. We tried reaching out to PSA a while back when they had other people's slides, but PSA only did that temporarily. And because they make all their own slides now. Oh yeah, and the shimmer aluminum? Heck yeah. It's a good color. I mean, here's our 26 right here in its raw form. That's one of the prototypes. It's good karma, though. I mean, they sold their business. We don't have to worry about it. Bill Poole, that'd be hilarious. Let's see, Right to Bear. Does anybody know them? Right to Bear? What company is this? Right to Bear Arms and Supply. I might have reached out to them in the past. I can't remember. Nope, they don't have one of ours. Might have to reach out to them. Oh, right, Dairyland Defense Solutions. I forgot. They might have some of ours. Yeah. I remember talking to them on Reddit before everyone got banned. Nope, those are compensators. Dairyland, let's see here. Yeah, I remember when they were getting started. Looks like they're still going. Okay, receivers, here we go. Handgun parts and accessories. Doesn't show anything. There's no search bar for their website, so that makes that difficult. And if you guys have recommendations, by all means, I will take those recommendations. No, it doesn't look like they're doing pistol stuff anymore. Yeah, we'll have to reach out to them again. Looks like their handgun parts and accessories are null. Of course, Optics Planet, Davidson Defense, 3CR Tactical. Just going through and trying to find where we are. Oh, yep, here's 80 lowers. We've reached out to them before, but they always, like, killed conversation. So disappointing. Sometimes when you're dealing with a business, like we've talked with businesses in the past, and it just turns out the person handling acquisition of new products just isn't great at the job. And you try again 6 months or a year later, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like we're so sorry you couldn't get through to us. We have a new, marketing manager. We have a new procurement manager now. Here's the point of contact," and then you end up making a sale. Which is so interesting. Heck, we've seen that with our own distributors before too, where they were supposed to be making orders and they didn't. And then the president of the company ends up getting involved, and they're like, "Hey, we're out of you guys' slides. Like, what happened?" And we're like, "You guys didn't make any orders." We didn't. And then all of a sudden, there's a huge order being placed. People are people, and people, make mistakes in all facets of business. There is a local gun shop we are working on, trying to get them to buy our slides. The hardest part, the employees like it. Getting a hold of the owner who can authorize that purchase, damn near impossible. And sometimes that happens because the owner built up the place and now they've taken a back seat and they're fine with things not changing. They got other people managing it now, other people running it, and they've built up their business. Now they can sit back and relax. But the owner still signs paychecks. They still, deal with a few other things, and they just choose not to get involved on getting new product. which is unfortunate, but that's, you know, sometimes that's the game. Is anyone familiar with True Precision? I'm looking them up right now. Looks like they make their own slides. They probably wouldn't be interested in ours, but looking at them. Battleworks. Looks like they make their own slides too. Oh, well that's... These guys must be new. Matrix Arms? Maybe not. Oh, they just have a bunch of... They have a bunch of placeholder photos. Okay. Okay, looks like they make their own slides too. Or sometimes if they're not making their own slides, what they're doing is getting a company like, say, us, and they're white labeling slides. And that happens quite a bit. Like Brownells, for example. Brownells has a lot of white labeled slides. And people were asking, like, hey, why did the steel change for Brownells? Because Brownells used to have 17.4 steel slides. Now they have 4.16 steel slides. No one knows for sure, but the guesswork is that they have switched to manufacturers their slides. That's the guesswork anyway. Well, what are we at? We're almost at the hour-and-a-half mark. So this is where I'll open it up to final questions, comments, whatever you guys want to say, ask, whatever. If I don't know the answer, I'll make something up. I'm getting that static again. But yep, we are working on the 26 still. I know I've been saying that a lot, but we are. It's an every week thing. Interruptions to it are because we get an order, and we have to stop working on the order. Or we have to stop working on the 26 so we can fulfill the order. Which is frustrating, but, you know, you got to make money while you're in the middle of process, you know, while you're in the middle of designing stuff. So, unfortunate, but that's the name of the game. In addition, we, of course, have our Black Friday sale. And that ends on the 3rd. That's 20% off all black slides, complete and stripped. But our Cyber Week sale is about to start today, and that's going to be all colors. 20% off, complete or stripped. The cat is hunting my foot. All right, well, if that's everything, guys, nobody has any questions, that's where I'm going to end it. So thank you for checking out Stiffler Manufacturing, where we turn steel bars into slides. Check out our Black Friday and Cyber Week sale. That's going on. And thank you for all the likes and the new subscriptions. It's always greatly appreciated. And as always, stay 2A every day.